Hi, everyone, and welcome to a scintillating edition of AIWF Ringside Wrestling. And we're going to probably speed through this one. So, if you're an advertiser with us, I can probably tell you you're not getting a bill this week. So, let me first off thank all of our sponsors, Big D's Food Truck, T's Creations, T's Treats, and
Secondhand heroes.
Secondhand Heroes. Yeah, who sent me who the owner and proprietor of Secondhand Heroes admitted that the copy that he sent me first time was written by AI. And so he rewrote it and cut a bunch of the stuff out. So I just need to get that printed out. But I appreciate him for doing that. But Rick Diesel is here with us this week. I am Mad Matt Carter. Brian and Reagan, as always, your Hall of Fame panel is with you here. And we're glad to have you along. We're recording this during the Philadelphia Eagles Green Bay Packers playoff game. And so this is going to be a fast version because I am a football junkie. And so if I'm
and spaghetti, I just had to go check the hamburger.
Okay. I've switched to sausage. I can't do nothing with ground beef. I can never get the seasoning right for spaghetti.
I'm not the cook in the house, but if she says, "Hey, you need to go check this for me because I'm busy doing something else," I gotta go.
I got you. Well, you gotta keep an eye. You gotta keep an eye on the spaghetti.
I gotta keep the sandwich maker happy. That's all that matters.
Oh my God, you're terrible. You're a terrible human being. I don't know how she put up with 35 years or however long it's been.
30. I'll have you to know.
Close.
There ain't no way we would have made it 35 because that 5 years was during my strip club years and should have never stayed with me through that.
Yeah. My wife is like this. If I looked at her and said, "Jinky, make me a sandwich," she'd look at me and she'd go, "Are you not feeling well?" That would be, I mean, she would if I asked her, but I don't, I try not to piss her off. So,
that's me. That's me because I try not to piss her off either. Because the last thing I need is a broke dishwasher.
Yeah,
I feel like I should have. You're terrible. I feel like I should have more to say here because I'm the only wife that's on this program, and I feel like I should say something, but then I don't want to have a fight on the screen. I know. I'm just playing. We don't fight. I always win, so we don't fight because I always win.
I mean, that's
sometimes it's just better for the guy to give in.
That's more effective for the marriage, but I mean, once you accept the fact that women are basically going to grind you down to the fucking nub until you just die, it's a lot easier.
Please give a positive spin on marriage.
No, it is. Once you figure out
exactly what I said,
right, or you could be happy.
I know.
Once you figure that out, then
first off, Brian don't want to have to fix his own Greek food, so he knows when to keep his mouth shut.
Yeah,
that's true. He cannot make pasticcio like I can.
And I don't even know what that is, Beth.
We had that conversation was week before last.
Yeah. But if you got Rick Diesel, you were a fan of just before we jump into wrestling, you were a fan of Yellowstone for many years. How'd you think? What did you think about how they wound it up? Because they lost Costner, I think probably a year or two before they expected to.
I don't know. I refused to watch the final season. Mainly, but I watched it because Ginger watched it, and you got to keep a sandwich maker happy. But I don't care about watching the final season because I've seen enough clips on TikTok to know what happens.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
But let me tell you something. Yellowstone, Landman. That's the show.
Oh, I'm telling you.
God,
badass.
Right. Badass. If there's ever been a show that blow Yellowstone away, Landman, baby.
Billy Bob Thornton is a fucking genius. The man.
He is he not?
Anything. Yes. But
that's the absolute best thing I've ever seen him in.
Well, did you hear the story of how that came together? He was on 1883. He played the marshal in Fort Worth. Remember when they went and shot up the bar? Well, Taylor Sheridan told him that day, he said, "Hey, I'm writing another show and I want you to do I'm writing the main character around you." And Billy Bob Thornton was like, "Yeah, right. How many times have I been told that by some asshole in Hollywood and never heard anything else again?" Then Taylor sent him the script, and Billy Bob Thornton said he was reading it, and he sped through it. He read the the whole thing that Taylor sent him in like just a few hours, and he was like, God damn, he did write it for me, because he could hear himself saying those lines.
Yes.
I love that show. Yeah, it's really good. It showed you how hard people have it that work in the oil business down in Texas.
I just want to know how much they paid Demi Moore for the 47 seconds of airtime she gets every third episode.
Yeah. Well, she's there to play a role, and it's not a big role, but she does it very well. She is very believable as a rich Texas oil wife. The way she walks with her hands like that, I'm just like, oh my God. Yeah. I mean, this lady has spent some time in Texas. She's just, I never would have pictured Demi Moore as a Southern wife, but by God, she pulls it off. She crushes it. So, and John Hamm's great too. He's really good. And the funny thing about that is because of his scheduling conflicts, they had to film all that. And this is probably why you don't see more of Demi Moore, is they had to film all of his stuff at one time because they couldn't, because he was only available for a limited amount of time. And so even though he's in all the episodes, I think he was only there for a few weeks, and they had to shoot all his shit out of sequence. And so you find that kind of stuff out, and you're like, man, you see why there's only a few really elite actors in show business, man, because it seems like a really hard job. You got to have a ton of talent. So, but yeah, Landman, if you hadn't seen it, Brian Reagan, Paramount Plus.
Oh, you got to watch it. It is so good.
And they just put
in
up
the middle of finding Bigfoot. So,
well, they just finished the first season.
2011, 2012.
That's classic TV now. It's 2025 now.
I think spoiler alert, they don't find Bigfoot.
They never find Bigfoot ever. Nothing that even remote. But this is the reason I enjoy it. I know it's very old. It's like if you like watching a mockumentary, this is fun to watch because it looks like a comedy mockumentary, but it's not.
No.
And so that's why I like to watch it.
Have y'all watched the Springer documentary on Netflix?
I did.
No, I need
to.
to.
That's good, man.
It's very good.
You feel bad for the producers of that show, man. It seems like they went through absolute hell, and what happened to the guests and everything. And, Jerry, how much did he really know? They insisted that he was innocent in all this. So,
So he was supposed to be shot when they threw chairs? Is that what?
No, they didn't. He didn't know what the producers were doing to get the people fired up and to do the things they would do.
I need to watch it because I did enjoy Jerry Springer.
Well, I don't allow myself to watch a whole lot of TV because I'm so busy doing other things. But Landman, that I did take some time during the snow to watch that and catch up on Beast Games.
Beast Games? I ain't heard that. Put lions and tigers in a cage and fight them?
It's our local North Carolina boy, Mr. Beast, has a game show on Amazon Prime.
Oh, I saw an ad for that last night during the football
it's kind of like Squid Games, and they're playing for $5 million.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm telling you, man, they have got to have therapists and licensed psychologists on staff all the time after you watch some of these people break down when they lose.
Mr. B, self-made game show, man, and used his money on YouTube to fund all this stuff. What an incredible story. It gives money to charity. I love there was some woke group that tried to go after him about a year ago and tear him down. And like everybody came to his defense, like he's using his money to get like fresh water to rural villages in Africa, you asshole. I mean, it's not like he's living a high life. He's using his money to do good in the world. I mean, why would you want to take somebody like that down? Because you're a talentless bum and you've got nothing better to do. That's why you want to take people.
If you like those kind of shows, it's a good one on Amazon because he built this city up in Montreal, and then he gave away an island, and then the winner gets $5 million.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of pressure.
Well, he started out with 1,000 people. He's whittled it down to about 40 now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it also on Amazon right now, if you're interested in game shows, they put up a bunch of episodes of The Price is Right from 1982. So all
Okay, well, let me. You're better off to download Pluto TV. There's a whole channel that just shows Bob Barker Price is Right.
Oh wow.
Like the Amazon is just one season. The one on Pluto is like a whole bunch of like hundreds and hundreds of episodes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's been on for a while, so Amazon's ripping it off, trying to take their viewership from Pluto.
Yeah. Well,
to support Pluto, not Amazon.
Well, I still watch The Price is Right to this day because they put it on Paramount Plus.
Yes.
And Jakey and I'll watch the modern ones, and then we go back and try to play along with the ones in '82, and it's just like, I was 5. I don't remember what shit cost then.
It's shocking. Well, the other funny thing about that is they give away a lot of organs, a lot of fish tanks, and a lot of grandfather clocks. Like that's the 3 big things from the early '80s. Price is Right.
And a lot of those grandfather clocks back then were made in Ridgeway, Virginia, near where I grew up. Ridgeway clocks. So
a lot of the furniture, was from here.
Yeah.
So from North Carolina. So it's interesting to watch. But.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, we want to talk about wrestling on our wrestling show. And so now,
especially consider we're in a hurry to get through it.
Well, okay, this is how I'm gonna put my. Did you know Ox Baker was on an episode of Bob Barker's Price is
Yes,
Right?
I've seen that. That's made its way around the internet a bunch of times.
Yeah, so there we go, full circle.
Yeah, so there we go.
I don't know, but Trista just says she needs an iPhone and iRoll. I don't know what that is with Diesel.
I got that message. I told her that it's going to be after the show.
Yeah, it's gonna be after the show, Trista. Just calm down.
She's trying to weasel y'all onto her side.
Oh no, I've known her too long for that. She knows that's not gonna happen. Let's see. Love you, Trista, but I know you.
Wrestling wives should unite. Me and Trista should start a wives union.
Oh Lord!
Oh, don't try to unionize Reagan. It's gonna cost everybody too much money.
But now Wrestling Wives podcast up on the network might be interesting.
Yeah. All right, so take a look here, fans. This is our schedule for this year. As you know, as you can see, we've expanded a lot of events, and we're going to be in Virginia a lot. For you folks in Galax, this should be, I think you'll be happy. Because I know a lot of you folks drive down to Mount Airy from Galax. We don't want you to stop doing that. But you can also go up to Ivanhoe, which is just up 77 from Galax. You just come down, go down to Hillsville, get on 77, and just go up about 30 minutes, maybe not even that far. I'm not sure. How far is Ivanhoe past Hillsville exit on 77? If you had to guess.
Well, I think we just lost Rick Diesel. From Hillsville to Fort Chiswell.
Yeah.
Chiswell, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Ask Rick.
All right. How far is Ivanhoe from the Hillsville exit on I-77 in Virginia?
Probably 20, 25 minutes.
All right, so there you go, Galax. I mean, you come down to Hillsville, it's about a 30-minute hump from Galax to Hillsville, I believe, right?
Yeah, the Galax, all our fans in Hillsville and Galax can enjoy, both towns because they're almost right in the middle of us.
Yeah. So there you go. And as you can see, the first one is February 1st. So getting started early at the Ivanhoe Fire Department. And then our anniversary show, the AIWF anniversary show, March 1st and 2nd in Mount Airy at Veterans Park. And then as you can see, it just works your way. And we'll talk more about these dates as they get close. But I mean, you're looking at a show March 8th. Let's see. So it looks like you just about got a show every month in either location, maybe both locations, and sometimes 2 shows a month, one in each location. So, and look at June and July, boy. Woo! It's going to be busy this year. And so,
yeah. And with the Ivanhoe, where, Mount Airy, we've always kind of, ended everything in November. Now this year, we're going to be able to go all the way into December. So
have a true Christmas themed seasons beatings maybe up in Ivanhoe.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. That'd be a lot of fun. And the last show in Mount Airy this year is going to be November 1st. So it's 2025 is going to be a great year. And I was so happy when the schedule first came out, Rick Diesel, because I was thinking, man, the WWE is red hot this year. They're saying this is going to be the biggest year, money wise, viewership wise. for WWE. And when the big boom happened during the Attitude Era during the late 90s, and ECW was around and it was hot. I mean, the I don't know about any other independent, but this one saw, a lot of, I don't know, a lot more ticket sales, I thought, because I've seen it fall off, but I remember, we were doing pretty good back then. And so I'm hoping that trickles down to the indies. And when I saw this schedule come out, it did do my heart a lot of good. So can you explain for those who don't know who ICW is, though?
They're called Iconic Championship Wrestling. They're out of the Johnson City, Elizabethton, Tennessee area. They do a lot of shows in Tennessee, and we went into a working agreement with kind of a partnership with them in a few shows in Ivanhoe last year, because they was moving up into Virginia, and we got to talking, and Ivanhoe used to be a good venue for us. And we told them about Ivanhoe, and it's like, hey, let's do it together. And we was like, okay, because we'd love to go back to Virginia. We got a lot of fans up there, and it all just kind of worked out. So, like I said, you look them up. I think they got a YouTube channel, Iconic Championship Wrestling. They got a lot of guys that you might remember from old AIWF days. But that's basically the story of ICW.
Yeah. James Manson is up there, isn't he? He used to be a part of the War Machines. Is that right?
I think he does some stuff with them out in Tennessee. I'm not sure if he'll be coming up into Virginia much, but everybody's favorite hustler pervert is JD Anderson's there.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
So women don't wear sandals. He might try to lick your feet.
It doesn't matter what you wear with him. So,
well, and now don't get the wrong idea, ladies. We're not saying that you're going to be sexually assaulted.
No. He is the sexiest man alive, and he don't mind telling you that.
That's true.
Yeah. So, I'm thinking of Grandma and the Nutty Professor. Only white man that would make me moist.
Hey, Matt.
You'll know why we're giggling when you see him, ladies, if you hadn't been. So come on. Great thing
how much longer we got, Matt? Ty Tyson's wanting to come on here and talk. We have time for that?
Yeah. If he'll come on now.
All right. I'm going to try to send him the link right quick.
Tell him to put Ty Tyson on there. If I see something like, some random numbers and stuff, I ain't going to let him in because I'm afraid because of security issues. So make sure he's able to change the name. Anyway, so while we're waiting on Ty Tyson, and all he's got to do is click the damn link. I send him the link to his Facebook thing every week. He's on the rotation,
Yeah, well,
Okay, yeah. I work with a computer every day, so when people struggle with it, I have a hard time understanding because I'm on one every day. I think Reagan's the same way. Rick Diesel is too. Brian, you work with computers in your line of work, I know. And so it's like if you don't handle one every day, it's people who do will get impatient with you. Like, all you got to do is click the damn link. I don't know what you're talking about.
All you got to do is hit and put your name.
It's like the people at NASA, they know how to build and fly rockets. And I go down there and start asking questions. They're probably gonna think I'm a dumbass. That idiot, he doesn't even know what a 4-ton Q suit type engine is. No, but I know there's 9 of them on the rocket. I do know that. I don't know about y'all, but I follow SpaceX and I watch the space launches all the time. Did you know that the U.S. had over 100 successful space launches in 2024? I mean,
I knew there was a lot.
We have changed the game, man, and and I appreciate them showing us the military launches, even though they're always at night and they always have to turn it off after the first separation because, quote, our customers don't want us to see what they're putting into space to spy on each other. But man, they had one the other day that was just a public government project, taking stuff up to the space station, and they showed the whole thing, man. And it was during the daytime, so you could see the pad go away, and you could see the land getting in the distance and the rocket getting higher. And anybody that's a flat earther, if you watch that video, you're going to be sad because it's proof that the earth is round on that video. So I would visit.
Unmute, Ty.
Yep. You're gonna have to unmute my friend Ty Tyson joining us for the first time in a long time.
Look.
Well, he's
Please stop. I've had this conversation with you before that is the father of your grandchildren.
He's unmuted now, looks like. Go ahead.
He's unmuted now.
Can we hear you, Ty? Talk to us.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. So Ty is eating eating some
soup and it's delicious, by the way.
Yeah.
Not all you ate for supper.
No, it's not. I'm packing on the going around the weights, eating good, getting ready for Ivanhoe.
Yeah. So we were talking about Ivanhoe's coming up February 1st. It's just in a few weeks. You got what's going on up there? Have you got any big plans? You know, do you know who you're fighting up there? I know it's early, but
I was contacted and said, "Hey, you got to be in Ivanhoe February 1st." I have no idea, but whoever it is, man, I plan on having a very, very good 2025.
Yeah, well, he's starting off healthy. It looks like, that's for sure. That soup and that Pabst Blue Ribbon. So, yeah, maybe we could pick up a Pabst Blue Ribbon sponsorship. That'd be nice.
Welcome to Our Life with Ty.
I mean, if you follow Ty Tyson, you're seeing those workouts he's putting in.
Yeah,
like he is in beast mode,
and probably needs those carbs from that beer as much weight as he's been pushing lately. Because I even was like, God damn, you know, when I excuse me for that language, but but I did. That's my honest reaction. I was like, man, he's pushing some serious weight here. That's your cue to talk.
Yep.
His mouth is full, so you're gonna have to catch it between chews.
Oh. That's all right. We've had people come on this show drunk before, so I mean, it's
just give me time.
What do you mean before? Before when? 20 seconds ago?
Well, he's not sloshed. He wasn't as bad as the time I came on after I'd been to the dentist. Y'all remember that video from a few years ago?
or right after my surgery last year.
Yeah, that was pretty good too.
Yeah, I remember Reagan. This
right there.
I remember this from Reagan.
I was saying some very inappropriate things also. So,
hey, y'all wait till my dementia sets in. You'll have some fun then.
I ain't gonna be far behind you on that deal. I ain't gonna be far behind you on that deal. So, did anybody? So we were talking earlier. Raw has moved to Netflix, and I kind of wanted. This is going to be my final topic for tonight. Did everybody get to see it? I know I did.
I did.
Watch the opening.
Did anybody watch it live? Because I didn't.
I did.
Well, no, I'm sorry. I watched it live up to 2 hours in, and then I had to quit.
This is off topic, but Trista wanted me to make sure I
Baby cups.
Libby cups. I don't know what this is, but hey, for the guys, you can put beer in this.
Okay, important safety tip. We'll hold
because
beer.
they're beer shaped. They're beer shaped.
I watched Raw live on Netflix. I didn't have any issues with it as far as the streaming aspect of it goes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if anybody else did, but it ran smooth for me. So
yeah, me too. I didn't see any lags. I didn't see any of the issues that I saw with the Tyson fight, and then you said the NFL, right?
Yeah, the NFL on Christmas was terrible, man. Just terrible.
Really?
Yeah,
The Rock said that. Oh, sorry.
The Tyson
The
fight.
Rock did say he told him not to have any streaming issues.
Yeah, he said if I glitch, I'm going to kick your ass. Is what he told one of the Netflix
He's gonna
people.
get Squid Game on his ass.
Well, you know, Netflix, a $1 billion company, they're going to figure the glitches out. I mean, they didn't get where they are by not knowing what they're doing.
Yeah, and you got to figure too. I mean, let's be honest here. We all love wrestling, but compared to the NFL, not the same audience, not even close. You know, wrestling and Raw in its heyday in the 90s cannot even take a chunk of a percentage of the NFL viewership. It's just
Takes that from the Carolina Panthers.
Didn't they say it was like 4 billion people viewed it? Wasn't that the final viewership? I think it was like 4 billion people watched it or something like that.
what, the NFL? The NFL?
No, Raw.
Oh, 4 billion?
4 million. It was
Oh,
something.
4 million.
Four something. It was 4 something. I
It's
can't remember.
probably a 4 point something on the rating scale.
Now, I don't know if that's live or if that counts people who went back and watched it after. I don't like 4 something.
I bet I know when they wish it had glitched, but they'd wish it had glitched when Hogan came out.
Oh, man, that was bad.
Okay, Ty, you're right. Holy shit! If this is true,
4 something.
4.9 million views globally. Holy
I don't know.
shit!
I don't know if
That's more
that's
than twice what it got on USA.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just that's the people who watched it live, or is that including the people who went back and watched it after it aired? I don't know, but I seen that today.
There's
That's
variety.
But I mean, either way, that's still that many eyes on it.
Well, you got to look at how many eyes is going to reach being on Netflix. I mean, I think that was the smartest move they could have done.
All right, listen to this. This is from Variety, so they're pretty reliable, Hollywood paper. The first episode of WWE's Monday Night Raw to stream live on Netflix pulled in 4.9 million views globally. That's according to Live Plus One data provided by Netflix, with a view defined as total hours viewed for the program divided by its runtime. The 4.9 million views came from countries like the US, UK, Canada, and Latin America, but did not include 92 countries/territories where Netflix doesn't yet distribute WWE, including France, Germany, India, Italy, Japan, the Philippines, and South Korea. I know in the last media deal in the Philippines, because I have friends and family there. Do you know where WWE programming is? If any of you guesses this right on the first try, I'll give you $5 next time I see you. What streaming service do you think WWE is on in the Philippines? It's one that we have here in the U.S.
Hulu.
The streaming service?
Wrong. Yeah, streaming
service.
Yep.
Pluto TV.
Wrong.
YouTube.
Wrong. You've already guessed once, Reagan.
Damn. I'm just going to keep throwing them out.
Go ahead. A streaming service we have in the U.S. It's very popular.
Tubi.
Wrong. Disney Plus.
Are you serious? Disney Plus?
Yeah, that's why.
Excuse me. I was the closest because Hulu and Disney run together.
They're run by the same master company.
Listen, when you turn on Disney Plus now on your streamer, it brings up all the Hulu stuff.
Yeah.
So technically, I should get $2.50.
And so
being plus in my.
Well, I'll bring it next time I go to Dairy Center. I'll buy an extra hot dog and bring it to you, and then we'll call it. But yeah, so that's unfortunate, man. Because I was just about to. I'm glad I didn't. I'd have made him sad. I was going to message my friend Jep over there in the Philippines and be like, "Hey, dude, you need to subscribe to Netflix," because he's already got Netflix, but he was debating on get Disney Plus so he could watch WWE. But his wife talked him out of it. So I was hoping that he'd be able to watch it now.
I just looked up the viewership for the AEW Max, 345,000.
But now for a subscription based, like not a
and they're only US.
Right, they're only US and is a streaming because I was listening to a podcast about another like a TV show that was on Showtime, and they were like, it's not really about ratings, it's about getting people to subscribe to that platform. Mm-hmm. It's like you're not looking to pull in millions of viewers, you're looking to pull in thousands of subscribers.
I'm just saying now, I'm a pro AEW household now.
Is the show they're showing on Max the same one that's on TBS
yes.
or TNT?
So it is simulcast, but this is the funny thing about it. It has commercial, like you watch the replay, it has commercials, but it's like it's a VCR tape, so I can fast forward through the commercials.
Yeah, you could do Raw the same way because I noticed when I watched it on Tuesday, the commercials were still in it, but I could fast forward through them. And I was trying to figure out the breaks. The first ones are 4.5. The first two were 4.5 minutes, and then the rest were 3.5. So I've cracked the code, everybody. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and back to wrestling. So
AW on Max, is that just like going? Are they just going to have like their regular TV shows, or are there pay-per-views going on there too?
That's the question I've been asking.
It's Collision and Dynamite. and they're getting ready to have a show. When is it? At the end of this month or the beginning of February, and I still haven't heard how they're doing it.
Well,
I've not heard anything about them saying that they're going to be on Max or that they're going to be, because I think they're just, I mean, it almost sounds like when they're talking about them on the show that it's just normal business as usual for the pay-per-views.
They got their whole 2019 library on there.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Started backloading. Okay.
2019, that first year they were running, they got all the Dynamites and all the pay-per-views.
Well, I'm sure most of their viewers was on whatever network cable channel. That's probably where most of their viewers were anyhow.
But
their next pay-per-view is Revolution, March 9, 2025 at the Crypto.com arena. Yeah, so we'll see. Maybe they're going to put it on there. Maybe it's an additional fee. Remember when Disney tried that? Like you could see during the pandemic, if they had a theatrical release, you could click on it, but it would say, hey, if you do this, you got to pay an extra $15 to access it early. And that didn't work.
This is not about wrestling. But I was trying to watch the new.
This whole show hadn't been about wrestling.
Then this is about Netflix, and because it brought it up because he was saying pay more. I went to try to watch the newest Bad Boys movie, and you can't watch it on Netflix if you have the commercial one. You have to have the non-commercial subscription to watch it. So,
that's the one I got.
Yeah,
it'll trickle down to it eventually.
Yeah, I didn't know because I don't. Until the Raw came on, like I don't know the last time I watched Netflix. That's something my mother and children watch. So.
Yeah, I'm just tired of getting beat to death with ads all the time. So if they're like, "Hey, if you want to pony up an extra $7 to us a month, we'll make your ads go away." I
did that on Amazon. I was like, I don't want to do it.
See, and Jakey won't let me do that for Amazon. It's only $3 more.
It's only $3 more.
I know. And she won't let me do
because it was during a movie. It was doing it during a movie. I'm like, fuck this. I don't want to watch.
What is that? Just a piece of glass?
I don't know. Tristan wanted to advertise.
What do you do with that? Do you hang it up on a wall?
No, it goes on this cup.
Oh well,
it goes on the little cute little cups. I love. Remember my cup that said "I'm out of fucks" or something. It's the same type of glass, but Chris's aren't X-rated.
As well, they shouldn't be.
Hey,
how did this turn into an infomercial?
Hey, I gotta get
because Krista heard that Matt just wasn't going to show a commercial.
We were talking about being capitalists before. By God, Trista's jumping on that, man.
Well, ever since Ty come on, it's turned into the food channel and an infomercial about
Libby Cup
stuff.
Well, Tristan,
I didn't know what they were called.
I'm trying to get a PBR sponsorship, so we're trying to.
That would be awesome, boy. We could really pay some bills and make some new shows then. No more handshaking hot dog, boys. But let's see here.
You better cut the hot dog out because they don't get that either.
Handshaking a.
Tristan, that's not helping us, when we trying to recruit new wrestlers. So the thing I don't like about I wish the AEW thing would have like its own section because you have to search AEW and
you do, and because I was looking for last night's episode of Collision and I couldn't find it. I kept telling Brian, I was like, I thought it was supposed to be on immediately after the live. And so what I had to do is I had to actually go in and search Collision.
Yeah.
And find the newest episode. So they don't have it set up like a series. Because you know how you'll click on the series, you'll hit the plus button, and then it'll add that series to you, and then it'll show every single time when there's a new episode. Well, that didn't work with the AEW stuff. So I don't know why.
So maybe I only have one episode.
Maybe once they get a bigger library, that'll get its own section.
Yeah, because they've only had three
Look at
4
that.
shows.
They should have all the pay-per-views. Ty was right. They've got all the pay-per-views from 2019, and that was before the pandemic and when they had good crowds.
That was their first official year, I think, as a company.
Yeah, so you can go back and see when the wrestling fans had hope, and
you can see You can see when Cody Rhodes took the sledgehammer to the Triple H chair on top of the ramp.
That was actually the first All In. That was before AEW, so that's not on here. Believe it or not.
Yeah, it is. It is. I've heard it's on there.
Diesel thing I can enjoy this year.
Let me see. I see All Out from 2019.
Maybe I shouldn't trust the internet.
All In. Search. Nope, nothing comes up. Don't trust the internet. Shit. Research yourself. Don't believe.
You usually do, but I just didn't give a shit enough to research that.
Well, that says volumes too. So
I am very honest about AEW. I think people have, when it sucks, I say it sucks, and when it doesn't, I say it doesn't.
Yeah,
I'm very whatever.
And people that we know work there, and we want them to be successful. Mm-hmm. So yes, we're trying to tell the truth and cover this with integrity. But we love Wheeler Yuta, and the fact that he's making a lot of money right now makes me very happy. And yes. I don't know Adam Page that well, but he's very good friends with Justin Flash, who is our champion, and I want him to succeed too. I'm glad he's making a ton of money for his family, because talk about a motherfucker that paid dues in the indies. Adam Page sure as hell did, so I'm glad he's making big money, and I want AEW to get bigger and better and hire more people out of the indies and have their own training school and all that kind of shit. The more wrestlers that have big money jobs.
Yeah, and they have some really good wrestlers on there that they need that I feel like they've highlighted more over the past few days.
They do have a lot of good wrestlers. I think one of the biggest problems, I think their roster's too big, honestly.
Yeah. Yes.
They have a lot of talent in their locker room that I don't think they're utilizing the way they should be utilizing them. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the things that's hurting them. I mean, you got a roster that big, it's hard to get everybody TV time.
Yeah.
Right. And they've dropped their Friday show. They're not going to be doing Rampage anymore. So there goes even more opportunity. They're losing even more opportunity for some of those people that don't get on TV a lot. Yeah. So, but I want to, because when all wrestling is successful, the whole world of wrestling is successful. Does that, you know what I'm saying? Like, or you were talking about like in the 90s and early 2000s when WCW and Raw and all that stuff was so big, like it did trickle down to the indies. And
rising tide raises all ships. That's the saying.
Well, I want to be successful because honestly, I mean, it just gives guys another place to get work.
Yeah, exactly.
WWE at that point, they're not the biggest fish in the pond anymore. Guys have options. At one time it was WWE, and I mean, unless you went overseas and somewhere and made money, WWE, that's where you made money. Mm-hmm. Now just give guys a different option, a different place to go.
And I wanted to kind of brush across SmackDown, which is expanded to 3 hours. Oh, it's still on the USA Network, but they moved Joe Tessitore over there. Because let's face it, I mean, Michael Cole's been there the longest. He needs to be the number one guy, not the new guy from ESPN. I love Joe Tessitore, though, because I watch football. Ty, I know you're a football fan, too, so you're familiar with Joe's work. I don't know if you like him or not, but
I liked him in football. The wrestling, it's hard for me to. It's wrestling work. It's hard for me to just. I don't know. It's not, to me. It's not the same as watching.
Right. Well, I mean, it's a different element.
Yeah.
But so they teamed him up with Wade Barrett over on SmackDown, and I thought they did a good job SmackDown. But it's like you've gone from 5 hours, now you got 6 hours every week to fill. SmackDown is long. They're doing the best they can to fill it. They're having some like really good long matches. And I used to like back in, let's say about 10, 15 years ago, when a lot of times on SmackDown, when they didn't have any creative ideas, when it was on like Me TV or something like that, it was like, or my TV or whatever it was called back then, they would just have a gauntlet match that would last the whole show.
Yeah.
2-hour match, one match, a gauntlet match with like 10 different guys in it.
Well,
I used to love those. And, I wouldn't want to see them every show, but, once every 6 months was fun. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I finished watching Smack. It aired Friday night. I usually don't watch them live, so I can DVR and fast forward through the commercials. I watched part of it yesterday and part of it this morning. I finished it this morning. So it was like a marathon to watch SmackDown. I don't know what y'all.
How hard it's got to be to write a 3-hour show, especially in a situation where you got to keep times. Like that's got to be a hard thing to do.
Yeah, every week. I mean, you think about what Dusty Rhodes was doing in the heyday of Crockett. He had 2 hours of weekly syndicated TV and 2 hours of TBS. And he was under so much stress, it caused his Bell's palsy to break out a few times during that era. So, I know Triple H has got a good staff around him. Bruce Pritchard was out with health issues. So I think that probably shows you how much strain is on the bunch that's doing all the matchmaking and, putting the pieces in the puzzle. So Michael Hayes is still with him. He's still kicking. So, and Triple H, we almost lost him a few years ago. So I really don't want him to overdo it. So, but maybe Ari Emanuel's just letting them load up with competent staff. I would like to think so. Yeah. And
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so I'm about out of stuff and I want to go watch some football. Rick Diesel, I know you want to eat some spaghetti. Ty Tyson.
Yeah, that's why I've been running back and forth, stirring the hamburger because Ginger's in the middle of something that she can't get to the stove.
And Ty Tyson, there's still some.
Is he passing out?
No, there's still some full cans left in that refrigerator. I think he's going to have to get rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so I guess we're going to get out of here, folks. Start thinking in your mind. Let's start a discussion. I don't know if we'll do it next week because it's wild card playoff. We'll talk about it during the week, but start thinking about like some of your favorite moments and matches from 2024 in the Mid Atlantic, just in the Mid Atlantic, and start thinking about some of your favorite matches in the national promotion during 2024. Because I'd like to have a conversation where we discuss what our favorite moments in wrestling in the indies and in the national promotions were at some point in the next few weeks. Sound good?
Yeah,
I already got an idea about one of my favorite things from like big time wrestling. It already popped in my head. I can do that.
Okay. All right. Cool beans. All right. Well, so folks, I guess we're going to get out of here. Look for us on YouTube. The AIWF Ringside Wrestling channel eclipsed 1,800 subscribers. There's some more cup designs.
You never did say how much they cost.
Yeah. How much do they cost, Ty? What about those wrap glasses?
They're 18 and I've got a bunch of different designs. They come with the lid and the straw, the bamboo lid.
So say, I don't know what a bamboo lid is, but say somebody from Ohio wants a cup and a bamboo lid. I know bamboo lid. I know. But can you ship it to them?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So visit her website, teescreations22.com, and look for her on Spotify too, because I know it's probably costing a fortune to run that thing.
I'm not Spotify.
Not Spotify.
Shopify.
Shopify.
That's music.
Back to drinking PBR.
I'll be drinking a little something a little stiffer than that here in a little while. But anyway, you guys take it easy, wrestling fans. I don't know if we'll see you next week or not. We're competing against the NFL right now, and I just don't know how smart that is. But we'll see. If you guys want it, put it in the comments. If you tell us, hey, put this show on, NFL be damned. We'll do what you want. So maybe. I really like football.
We don't care about football, so we're good.
Yeah. And Rick Diesel's team plays tonight, so the Bucks play tonight. Yeah.
I don't watch it, so I'm too busy doing other things.
I know, man. It's just
I gotta watch my Bigfoot. I don't have time for football.
I don't know nothing about Bigfoot, but I broke up with a girl one time because her second toe was a lot longer than her big toe. So
there you go, man.
I was very uncomfortable to look at.
Bigfoot. Speaking of Bigfoots, all right, we're gonna get out of here before we break any more laws. You guys have a great night. For Ty Tyson, for Brian and Reagan Danzig, for Rick Diesel, I am Mad Matt Carter. We'll see you next time, fans, and until then, so long for now.